Welcome to AI for Dummies. AI is no longer just the future, it is the present. In this video, we're going to be learning more about what is AI. Not with fancy terms and jargon and all these words that we can't understand. We're going to break down in simple terms what is AI in a way that you are going to be able to understand. AI has been influencing the job market in so many ways, and we're seeing layoffs all around the board. It's very, very important at this juncture that we are able to clearly understand what is AI and how can we use it in our everyday lives to upskill ourselves, to train ourselves, and also how can we use it in our everyday life to help better all these things that we generally do. If you are already familiar with AI, then this video might cover grounds that you are already aware of, but if you are being bombarded by the term AI from all around and you do not know what it really means, then this video is for you. Towards the end of the video, I will show you how you can use some of these groundbreaking AI tools like Microsoft's Copilot, Google's Gemini, and OpenAI's ChatGPT, all for free, to optimize and make your life more productive. In our upcoming sessions, I will give you more specific use cases and show you some of the prompt engineering techniques that I use. With that, let's jump right in and learn more about what is AI. Let's begin. AI for beginners. This video is going to be covering the fundamentals of what is AI. I'll be your host for this one. I'm Anish Mahapatra. Let's dive into what is AI. AI stands for artificial intelligence, which has 5 main components. First, we'll focus on understanding what are the components of it, and I'll tell you a little bit more about how it works in the back end. So AI is when machines act smart like humans. So human beings have a way of thinking, they have a way of processing things, they have analytical capability. That's how we would define human intelligence. With artificial intelligence or AI, our main aim is to see can we emulate the way human beings think. The first component is learning. AI is able to learn based on what we teach it or based on what it already knows. Number 2, AI is able to reason and understand more. It's sort of like AI is able to apply some sort of logic to understand based on previous context it has or based on what information we give it. Number 3, AI is able to solve problems. Number 4, AI has perception. And number 5, AI is able to speak in multiple languages. Let's talk a little bit more about how does AI get this knowledge? That's a base question we have, right? I get a lot of questions. So Anish, how does AI know this, or how is it able to answer? What is this AI? So let's take an example. Let's say we are trying to find out what are the top selling products and bottom selling products in a particular store, right? Based on this, we are going to decide what orders we're going to give. So how would we go about this? We would look at the sales information and sort it from high to low. But how do we know what is a good product and what is a bad product? First thing we do is there are already currently business rules that apply to the business. So this might be in the form of if the number of umbrellas sold are less than 30 and the number of umbrellas that we have bought in is 300, then it's a bad product. Else if we have sold greater than 10,000 chocolates in a particular store, then it's a good product. So based on these, we have all these business rules. Now, if we were to translate these business rules into code, then a fancy word for this is known as a heuristic model, right? It simply means that based on business rules, we are going to decide and set a kind of model. Now, for the second model, let's say we look at the sale of firecrackers. If you were to look at the sale of firecrackers, from the month of Jan to June, we're going to realize, hey, it might be an average product or it might be a below average product. However, if you were to look at the sale of firecrackers from the month of November to December, which includes festivals like Diwali, it includes Christmas, it includes the wedding season and so on, we're going to see a spike in sales. So if you were to look at the sale of firecrackers over a 5-year period, we are going to notice that the sales increases and decreases over time, and we see a trend. What are we looking at here? We are looking at the statistics of the product, and this is known as a statistical model. Third kind of model, which is the input is the exact same, where we have the sales, and for the output we want to know what are our good products and what are our bad products. So here, imagine a black box in the middle. This is a AI or a ML model. Now, Let's look at the third kind of model, where the input is the exact same, where we have the sales of the product, and the output is what are our top selling products and what are our bottom selling products. What does this model have? This model is now going to understand what are our good products and what are our bad products. Now, what are these models? There's some really smart people out there who have done their PhD in mathematics, who write the mathematics behind these models. From here, what happens is they go ahead and other smart people convert it into code, and this is put online for all of us to use for free, and these are known as packages. Our job is simply how can we use these packages where we know what the input is and what is the expected output, and we need to get it. This is what a model is in simple terms. AI models have the capability to learn, to do reasoning, to do problem solving, to have perception, which means they have context of the situation, and they are multilingual in nature. So, a proper definition of AI is AI uses machines and computers to mimic problem solving and decision making capabilities of the human mind. Now, let's learn more about why should you use AI. What are the main reasons? Number one, you are able to be super productive when you use AI for your daily tasks. The main benefit of using AI is it's able to do a lot of your thinking, which you can achieve through something called prompt engineering. Now, think of AI as a person. How are you going to converse with a person? You're going to ask them a question, they're going to give you an answer, and by the time you get to your fifth question, they know or they have context about your first question. Right? So it's able to keep context, which means it knows what you're talking about. So AI can help you be about 40% more productive on your everyday tasks. Number two, you are able to do much more with less, but only if you know how to use it. These questions that we ask AI and get responses from are known as prompts. So the art of coercing or getting the answer from AI is known as prompt engineering, and we will cover that in an upcoming session. AI is not that difficult when it comes to about 70 to 80% of its usage. As we go on to more complex part, which is how can you build your own custom AI model, then it starts to get a little more complex. But until the point where you can understand how do we use AI, how can I use it to plan my day, how can I use it to schedule my day, how can I use it to think for recipes, to write stuff, to work out, I will show you all of these in our upcoming video. Most importantly, the future of AI is here, and we are seeing it every single day with layoffs, with job roles changing, with salaries changing and being automated by AI. So please don't be left behind. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button, and we will learn more about AI every single week. So, what can AI do? Number one, AI can help you generate ideas for a lot of things you're thinking. Now understand, a lot of us have these questions in our mind, whether we are children or whether we're older or whether we're working professionals and so on. Before, I used to be very confident in saying if you have any question in your mind, you can simply Google it. Right now, if you have any question in your mind, you should simply ask AI, and it's able to solve 80 to 90% of all your problems. Now, I'm not saying AI is 100% accurate, but we are on our path to getting there. Number two, it can help with your work. Whether you're a graphic designer, whether you are a teacher, whether you're in cybersecurity, whatever your range of role is, AI is able to help you with work. Now, this is not only limited to your everyday tasks in English. Whether you speak Kannada, French, Urdu, or whatever your language of choice is, AI is able to talk to you in the exact same language. This is one of the biggest benefits, and why AI is so revolutionary is because irrespective of whatever language you're comfortable in, AI is able to help you. Microsoft uses their AI tool to help teachers in rural Karnataka to make their lesson plans. This is only possible because of AI. Next, we are able to plan out our life, whether it's what trips we want to make in life, whether we want to add on to our bucket list, whether we want to think what are the possible gifts that we can give people, and so many other tasks. The only question is how far can we push our creativity and thinking when it comes to AI. Most importantly, AI can help you think. No matter what the topic is or what is going on in your head, AI is able to help you think in multiple different ways and give you a broad pathway on what the next steps can be. So AI can actually help us do a lot more. Alright Anish, I'm convinced. So, how can I use AI now? Well, there are three different ways that you can use AI right now, and it's all for free. Number one is we can use OpenAI's ChatGPT, which arguably is the most popular tool. Number two, we have Microsoft that has their own Copilot, which has immense capability and plugins to help you. And number three, we have Google's Gemini. Again, towards the end, we will do a hands-on demonstration and I will show you how you can use all of these tools in different ways to better your life with AI. So, how did they make these AI models? I mean, what is this AI model? We had a brief talk about it, but what is actually AI in terms of what data do they have and so on? So AI is trained on a large portion of the internet. Similar to our example where we had the sales data and based on that we made our three kinds of models, which is a heuristic model, statistical model and an AI ML model. In reality, AI is trained on a large portion of the data. Now retraining the AI takes time, which is why most AI that's out there is trained up till a certain point. In case it needs additional information for the question that we ask it or the prompt that we give it, then it's going to go ahead and do what we would have done, which is AI has a capability to go and search the internet on its own, go through all the web pages and tell us what is the most relevant context or most relevant answer. So essentially, AI is a snapshot of knowledge. So there are three main steps on how AI models work. Number one, we train the model, which is we take a portion of the internet, we have that as data. Now don't think of data only in terms of text, think of it in terms of all data possible. What are the different kinds of data that we have? We have images, we have videos, we have text, and we have so many other ways that we consume in information, right? So AI has access to all this information based on which it's trained. Number two, since AI is a black box and we aren't sure what is happening inside it, we don't want it to answer questions which are not supposed to be answered. Like, how do you make something illegal, or how do you do something that's going to harm people and so on. So for this, we use something called human reinforcement, which essentially means that human beings like you and I, or subject matter experts, SMEs, sit down, keep asking AI questions, get the answers that AI has given. Some are right, some are wrong, some aren't supposed to be said, some are illegal and so on. And what they do is they actually go through these answers and tell the AI what is a good model and what is a bad model. This is known as a reinforcement model. Okay, Anish, you brought in a new term again. I don't know what that is. Okay, what does reinforcement mean? Let's say you have a dog and you're training it. Every time the dog does a trick, what do? You give it a treat to say that that is the right behavior. Now, let's say the dog does something wrong. What do? You say bad dog. Similar to that, whenever the model gives an answer that is right, then we give the model a thumbs up. And when the model does something that is wrong, then we give a model a thumbs down. And most AI has been trained over a large period of time, and based on this it knows what are the answers that are expected out of it. And finally, the next thing that it does is that it continuously improves and is continuously trained. Now remember, training an AI model is a lot of work and happens over a large period of time, and it needs immense computational capability, which basically means it needs a lot of hardware to be able to run this. So now, what is the real question? Does that mean AI is 100% correct? Can you trust AI models right now? So you cannot trust AI models 100% right now, but it's going to get you 80 to 90% there. Anything that AI outputs, it is important and the onus is on you to verify it before you use it. You can use AI like an intern. If you had an intern, what would you do? You would give them tasks, they would do it to the best of their capability, but you would always make sure that you check their response before pushing it forward or using anything that they have given you, right? And lastly, eventually, maybe in the next few months, maybe in the next few years, we hope that we'll be able to trust AI models more and more, but the formula is always going to remain trust but verify. I hope you've understood more about what is AI and how you can think about it. So, first we'll start off with our first tool, which is ChatGPT. If you go to chat help.openai.com, you'll be able to access the ChatGPT interface. Remember, all of these apps also have phone apps, so I will link them down below so that you'll be able to go ahead and access them. So first we're talking to ChatGPT, arguably the more popular tool amongst the three tools that we're going to talk about today. And let's say we have a few ingredients in our fridge and we want to know what dishes can we work on. So the prompt or the question that we're going to be asking ChatGPT is, I have chicken, butter, tomatoes and onions and other Indian spices. Can you give me 3 options for dishes that I can make? Just tell me the names, please. Right? So here it's given us butter chicken, tomato chicken curry, onion chicken masala. I also want to show you how different AIs have different responses. So let's go on to Microsoft's Copilot. And here, if we just type in, I have these ingredients, can you give me 3 different dishes that I can make? And we also asked it to just tell it the names. So the 3 options that we're going to get are number 1, chicken makhani, number 2, chicken masala, and third is chicken butter masala. So next we'll head on to Google's Gemini, where if we go on to the app and we give the exact same prompt, we want to know what does the Gemini model output. So here we have butter chicken, which is chicken tikka masala and chicken curry. Alright, so this is one example where we've seen how you can use all these 3 tools. Please remember, when you log in for the first time, you might have to sign up and give your phone number. Now let's say we are planning a trip to Manali, right? And we want ChatGPT to plan an itinerary and we want to keep the budget under 40,000 rupees. And we're saying that we're leaving from Delhi, make it a mix of relaxation activities and mention the prices for each. Alright, so it's starting off, we have every single day and it's given us a 5-day trip. Now let's say you're searching for a job, right? And you don't know what you should be learning right now. So let's say you're a call center executive and you're trying to upskill yourself. Can you give me 3 areas in which I can do certifications, but we have no money? So can we do it for free? Also give me the resources and the links if possible. So here are the areas that's suggesting. One is customer service communication skills, next is problem solving and conflict resolution, and next is technical skills and call center. Now we'll say, hey, I want to change my field. Can you give me the hot fields in the industry right now? Alright, so we have AI, ML, cybersecurity, data science analytics, and let's say, can you give me 3 free certifications in that I can do? So remember, it's able to keep context from the conversation before. That's why it's giving us things related to call center executive. But now it's saying we can do Google's AI certification, IBM's AI engineering certification, and Microsoft Azure certifications for free. Alright, so now we've understood how we can use ChatGPT to search. We've understood how to use Copilot and we've understood how to use Gemini. With that, if you are enjoying AI for Dummies as much as I am enjoying teaching it, please feel free to hit the like button. It would really mean a lot. And please feel free to subscribe here.